Welcome back to the stream, everyone, and I am here with Optimal Shot from Drexel Team A. First of all, congratulations
Thank you very
on
much.
your round 1 win. Let's talk about Farah. We saw a lot of Farah from you today. Talk about what's your general strategy with Farah?
Mainly me, Wolgar, our main tank on the ball, and Hitscan Hero on the Tracer. We're like we're a three-man team right there,
Right.
as well as all our supports, obviously. But Wolgar gets that slam, I get that rocket in. If they still got a little bit HP, Hitscan Hero got that cleaned up.
Right, so
That's our main
it's
strat.
essentially, you split your team into 2 separate groups, right? You've got your dive team and you've got your like slower moving, sustainable healer team. And your job there is to be set up for damage, right?
Yeah.
And so we'll see this in a moment, but I will say excellent Farah play.
Thank you.
Being a projectile player myself here, you'll see really big damage on the backline 200 health characters. That's really what we want to be shooting. And really quick movement here. A difficult map for Farah. I'd say more difficult than Gardens, more difficult than Night Market. Why the Farah on this map?
Well, it's really our favorite comp. We wanted to run it out the gate here. People don't expect it. They come in on the rush. They're thinking they're going to play against another rush. Maybe they're playing double shield. They think they're going to be playing against a rush. No one expects this. It's a great way to throw them off. I also play on the coast here. I could just do a bunch of damage in point and just remain safe on the coast. People don't expect the Farah to be able to be safe here.
This was great Farah play. The Mercy, honestly, if I'll say apart from you hitting insane shots, it's a Mercy carry.
Yes.
I mean, all Farah players will admit they're pretty much nothing without their Mercy. You got rezzed only a couple times this match. I saw a couple rezzes onto Hitscan Hero, a couple rezzes onto your tank. Now, on maps like this where you have a lot of brawl, what is your goal? You want to slow down the fight as Farah, right? You want those slow, long-range fights where you can get that pick damage. So on a map like Night Market, which we might see in a moment here, what's your goal like coming out of the gate as Farah?
We got to get as much damage as possible, get them to use their resources. They got to be low on shield, low on defense matrix, and then when they're all low, our ball can come in with the slam, and that's where we can actually do that damage from the Farah rockets, from Tracer. That's where we actually get the kills. If we don't get that initial damage in, they got their resources. They have full shield, they have full DM, their Moira has full healing. Then it's really hard to get those kills on that slam.
Right. And so we'll see here, here's Night Market here. We had a teleporting team in here, and damage onto the supports here early obviously means that your other enabled DPS and tanks can go in and clean up. And so, and we saw a lot of that here. We saw a lot of you catching them on rotates through doorways. A great statement early here from your team, from Drexel A. I'm hoping that it would be amazing if we saw Drexel A versus Drexel B at some point. You're on opposite sides of the bracket.
Yeah.
Do you have a message for your Drexel B comrades?
I mean, do your best, man. But we're gonna be rolling.
Well, you said that this Farah comp is something that you guys like to roll with, and you rolled it out early. Is there a map where you don't run this comp?
Man, wouldn't you like to know?
If I'm up next against you here, and I have a map to pick against a Farah for you guys, what's that map?
Pretty much every map is a good Farah map. You know, Junkertown, a really good Farah map, man. It's all good. It's all Farah maps, man.
Well, I love it. Optimal Shot, thank you so much for coming by.
Thank you, man.
Congrats, and
Thank you.
Good luck for the rest of the day.
Thank you.
Welcome back, everyone. We're back here with Grim from Westchester University, rocking the drip, my guy.
You know, it's all about the ice.
He pulls the chain out.
I mean, you see my shadows on Li Jiang.
Yeah, man. Well, first of all, congrats on the map win,
Thank you.
or the win against Kutztown B. Probably feels good to come to Kutztown and beat Kutztown. You do have a bit of a Goliath in front of you here with Drexel A. But first, before we get to that, let's talk about Reinhardt a little bit.
Yeah.
Reinhardt all day, right?
All
day, every map, all day.
Every day.
We saw a lot of early teamfight charges. We saw a lot of standing to the side and shattering.
A lot of that.
Talk to me about your experience playing Reinhardt.
Well, in that game, I felt like we played it better in Li Jiang. we were just a little more coordinated, I think, and we had the better spam damage on them. The clips you're looking at, I'm guessing right now from Hollywood, we were having a little bit of trouble running the Rhine. They ran a pretty decent and cohesive dive. So in the front line, I'm really I'm a deterrent for their Reaper, right? So every time their Reaper walks in, I maybe get 2 swings off, he's got a Wraith away. My role was really to facilitate my DPS players playing a better job. This was less of a whole W game than Li Jiang was.
So you prefer on maps like this, especially against that dive, it's not, you can't do a whole W, right?
Right,
Against
you can't.
the Winston and that Diva, like a lot of pressure here on this high ground.
Right.
And you guys managed to hold this for a while. Kutztown managed to hold you on first point on the high ground for a while. Couple of big punishes on players out of position with charges. Risky play. We noticed today, I think out of any Reinhardt, I think you press shift the most.
Really? It felt like the other guy did. I'm going to be honest with you.
Yeah, Craft Punk, the opposing main tank, definitely pressing shift, but I'm gonna give the press shift trophy to you today,
awesome.
Grim. So you mentioned having a little bit of trouble playing against the dive comp with the Reinhardt.
Right.
We saw Drexel A earlier playing almost consistently only Ball and Diva.
Yeah.
What do you need to do? What does Westchester need to do to overcome those dive tanks?
I don't know if I'm comfortable talking about strategy here. No, I mean, I don't think it's a secret, especially the team that dropped that first game. Contain the Pharah, right? I think the tanks are a lesser factor. No offense to them. It's very clear that team likes to play around their aerials. And you saw at the end of King's Row, they looked uncomfy, and they capped it with 4 minutes. So I asterisk on uncomfy.
Right.
But the best that the other team was doing was when they got him to swap that Pharah. So, I mean, that's really, I think anyone who watched that understands where the strength is on that team. I'm not too worried about the tank battle. I just need to facilitate my boys.
Right. You need to protect that team. You need to be, I will say, probably against all those dive characters, charge is going to be a minimally used ability here.
Yeah, I don't need it.
We don't need it. But I will say your supports did an excellent job. Lucio did a great job of keeping you up. Apart from this one clip we're watching right now, believe me,
Thanks,
getting
guys.
pocketed like most of the time with that window and that right click is great. So, Grim, thanks for coming on.
Hi.
Good luck against Drexel A.
Appreciate it.
And have a good one, Kutztown today.
Rims up.
Yeah.
Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to the Kutztown Overwatch Invitational. I'm here with Drexel 2's own Beru. How are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing good. Your Reaper plays on the Weezhong and King's Row map are fantastic, getting huge picks on both sides of the ball, on both sides of the play, and getting those huge ults. So, how do you feel about beating Kutztown Team 1? How do you feel about beating Kutztown Team 1?
I felt great because I heard they're the second seed for this tournament. I'm not sure ranking wise. I'm not sure.
Yep. You're going to the second round, and you'll probably be playing against either DeSales or Widener. So, what are your thoughts on those Reaper Blossoms?
I felt like they were all right. Like it could have been better, but it's like I got what I.
You did, and you got those, huge pick on that McCree before your ulting was great.
Yeah.
You were able to get stunned there. You wraithed looking like you were going to pull it out, but you did pull it out, and you get a triple K there, and it was fantastic. So, what do you think? Do you think you'll be going on to the finals?
Well, hopefully, hopefully we'll be playing Drexel versus Drexel at the final. Yeah.
Yeah. So with Drexel, how do you think Drexel Team 1's doing so far?
They're doing great. They're doing the standard stuff that I see them doing scrims, all that.
As you see here, your Reaper plays right here, holding on with that Blossom, getting ready to go, and people with that huge shatter, taking out that Reinhardt. What's your thought process here, going after all this?
Well, as a Reaper, when you have your 2 shotguns, they do a lot of damage, especially against a tank who's down.
They do.
And in the King's Row matchup, it's like Rhine v Rhine. Whoever loses their Rhine first usually, just gets rolled over because they
Very
don't.
true. So, taking that first point on, when you guys did lose that first point on King's Row, what were you guys thinking about when you guys actually let them take all 3 points? What were you guys thinking about when you guys lost all 3 points on King's Row on when you guys were defending?
Oh, when we were defending? Well, we were fine with it because we pushed them to overtime even.
Got it.
The first point was a bit sloppy, but and then we managed to stall out Street Phase and then the third point so that we got it to overtime. And once we got overtime, we were pretty confident. We were like, we can do it.
Here comes that huge play. They're taking out that McCree. First thing, this is where I was going to get a little worrisome here, not seeing that, but pulling out that Blossom, getting they're their DPS and healer here, and then pulling it out, fully stopped them on this point.
Yeah.
So, what are your thoughts on the next match? What do you think? You guys think you're gonna be running same, or do you guys think you're gonna be trying something new?
Well, on Lijiang, we're probably going to be running the same, and depending on what the second map is, will change depending on which kind of map it is.
You guys, Legion was very good, especially both you and that Reaper, or both you and that Cass, dude, fantastic. Looking like you guys doing a little carrying for that team.
No, the rest of our team didn't work.
But, you guys are looking very well so far. But I'm glad that glad they interviewed you, and it was great, and hopefully that hopefully in the next match you guys do well.
Yeah, thank you.
Nice to have you on here, and
Nice to
hopefully
be
we'll be
here.
going on a break soon. Hello everyone, welcome back to the Invitational. I'm here with Blitzen from DeSales. How are you doing today?
Doing pretty good.
Pretty good, cool. I want to, it was a tough game, and it's hard to hear that you guys did not pull out the victory there, but you guys did fantastic out there.
Thank you.
Especially your, I want to talk about your Lijiang plays, especially without Winston. When I was watching you play, you had so many good, times you jumped on them. You got, your ults were fantastic, especially on that second point. Here, we're going to show a little bit of your Reinhardt first, going back and forth here. But, right away, you're already pushing right here, going out with the window. Huge shatter from you right there. What was going on through your mind right here throughout this whole thing?
Well, when we were doing the teleport back and forth, it was just mostly trying to scout out where Widener was hanging out. Seeing that they started to wrap around the point, we made the decision to push high ground, get that window fire strike in, and then I just happened to see a shatter opportunity, so I took it. Thankfully, it paid off.
It did very good payoff, and it may have been awesome at this point, but it was still a very good hold from you guys. And both runs were very good. Your run was good. Seeing this is just amazed me of how much you guys were playing Ryan there, and I've never seen such good Ryan plays than that. But like I said, I really want to talk about your Winston on that second point. There was a time, and I'm hoping we can get it up here, where I thought you guys were gonna lose. Your point here, they were pushing you here, and you were building your ult, and I thought, this is it. It's over for them. You're losing players, and then you just pop your, you get nano, and you pop your primal, and you're going in, and I'm like, whoa, you get to kill there, you boop off the Lucio, and I'm like, holy crap, you're coming back with this. Your Pharah comes in, does a bunch of damage, and here it comes, right here, you even get pinned here, and I'm thinking it's over, and there goes the Lucio, there goes the Reinhardt. How did you feel when you got this play right here? What was the room like when this happened?
We were definitely pretty ecstatic about just managing to hang on to that fight and turn it around like we did. Great nano from Spiked. Gotta give him credit for getting that nano off. I got really lucky with the primal. I thought it was gonna get. I have an issue with getting my primals canceled at super low health, so I was glad I got that one off.
But no, you guys did very well. Like I said, it's tough to hear you guys did not make it through, but what do you think? What is the future for you guys after this?
Well, honestly, I'm not entirely sure. I know the team is gonna, definitely look at video when we get back to campus.
Definitely.
Figure out how we can improve upon this, and hopefully we get invited back when you guys do this again. Would be very nice to come back.
A nice pin for me. Both sides on the both sides were very pin happy here.
Yeah.
I saw a lot of pins. Some very good, some very bad. But it worked out in the end. But you, like I said, you've done very well. Your team's done well, and I'm glad to have it here. But I'm glad that I got to talk to you. Thank you so much for taking this interview for us.
Yeah, thank you for having me.
But we're gonna be going on a little break here for a little intermission to get a swap on for the next person we're gonna interview between Connor and Rokars. And we're back here with Rokars from Widener University. First of all, congrats on the longest map set there and a win over DeSales in 4 maps.
I immediately picked you out for an interview because I saw the insane BAP reactions you have with Immortality Field and with getting out of the way, like incredible at jumping up. And so DeSales was putting the beat on your tanks for a long time, and there was a lot of points where you turn around and all of a sudden there's 6 players that are critical, and you have to deal with all of that at once. And I think you're the reason why your tanks are able to push through and do crazy stuff like this because you're keeping them up. So talk to me a little bit about your Baptiste play, maybe how you started, and what's special about your BAP.
Well, with Baptiste, what you really want to prioritize is healing and damage at the same time. He is a flex support. So that's something that's incredibly important. You can hold down your left click and right click to both do damage and heal. They will simultaneously go off with one another. So really, what I'm trying to use BAP window for is to burn down their enemy Reinhardt, because I know how good Blitzen was. He was an incredible main tank, I think. So my priority was just to burn down his shield, and BAP window is amazing to do that. That's what many of our conts are centered around, why we had the Hanzo and Junkrat on many occasions.
Yeah, you have a lot of synergy there with the Hanzo, with the Junkrat, with the Fire Strike, with your Immortality Field. And a couple of times I caught where I could tell your team was waiting for Fire Strike cooldown for you to throw that Immortality Field and then try to catch someone out with a 200 damage Fire Strike. And so, and here we are in Lijiang here. This is one of those times where your main tank, Justin, had gotten caught out here and walled off. And I think there was really good communication. You guys backed up really well. But on this map and on Garden especially, I think you saved your team from so many Junkrat fires and field bombs, and there's another example here. But what I was so impressed with is the reaction time that you have with Baptiste to know when to put down your Immortality Field and if it actually is going to get value, because that's a long cooldown. What is it, like 20?
It's 25 seconds.
25 seconds. It's the second longest cooldown in the game, apart from Res.
Yes.
Right? So it's a very important thing. So thank you for coming on. I appreciate your time, and congrats on the win.
Rob,
see you in
thank you.
semifinals.
I'll see you.
And we are back with an interview with the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Jeff Goldblum. How do you feel about your performance today?
I feel like we had a great match. It was a bit contentive sometimes, but we pulled through in the end.
How do you feel going up against Westchester, a composition that is so easily able to adapt and in such a fast amount of time? Like, what was your decision in picking D.Va, for example, to counter some of the things on the other side?
Yeah, it was more I just wanted to get rid of some of the incoming damage because there was a lot of spam coming in, and I could deal with the high grounds on the last point a lot better than playing Sigma or Zarya. So, yeah, it was mostly just to contest the high grounds and make sure they couldn't do anything.
Hopefully we should get some footage up here in a second. But I do want to talk about, here on King's Row, we see you on the Sigma, and you're going in for the team, and immediately you're able to negate with shield and then push in and just eat so much damage with all of this prevention to your team. Give me some play-by-plays here. How did you think that through? Like, what was going through your mind?
Well, I knew they were going to window soon, so I wanted to make sure I had the abilities to counter that, and they popped it the second I managed to use shift, so it worked out great, and then I was able to survive the tire that way and get it out alive.
Now, another thing I want to ask you about is, how did you know to not use your ultimate during that time? So you see a lot of Sigma players who, as soon as they see a bunch of people in the same area, they'll immediately lift, like right now.
Yeah, partially I knew we were about to lose a lot of people there, and it was going to be a lost fight if I wasted that, and also I wanted to make sure we got out the Orisa shift so we could capitalize on it. It wasn't the best ult in the end, but it's all right. We held it.
The other thing is on this D.Va, this immediate performance here, just scouting out that Junkrat and just completely allowing your team to fold in. What was your thought process of just hunting that Junkrat? Like, was he easy to find, or?
Well, yeah, I was just playing high ground. I saw his foot poking out there in the hallway, so I knew he was about to tire. He was hiding for it, so I just wanted to wait, see who was going to do it. Try to break the tire, failed at that, so I just wanted to kill him.
Yeah, I think that definitely was the defining moment of your team being able to sweep in, just getting that damage out of the way. We're going to go to a quick break decently soon. Is there anything else you want to discuss, like some moments that stood out to you, or?
It was fun watching our Farah get a headshot right out of the gate. That was pretty funny. I'll give him a shout out for that one. Shout out Paige. But yeah,
Yeah.
other than that, that's pretty much it.
All right. Well, we're gonna see some footage here real fast. We see you on the Zarya now. Very versatile tank player. Good thing to have. We see the grab is about to come out as well. You see the window, and you just walk right past it, and immediately all of these ultimates start flying out. What were you thinking in the moment of just had to get the MO, had to get X and Y?
Yeah, we were trying to call for a grab high noon, but then it didn't really work out because they walled, and we weren't able to do that. So we just decided to go balls to the wall and run through it, just go straight into their team instead.
It seems like
and it
a
worked
comp
out.
that worked very well for you guys, just being able to come out of your spawn gates and just start picking characters off. We also see as they start going to faster characters, just the synergy of your team being able to pick off people and know exactly where to go. So would you say your communication level is pretty good between you all?
Generally, yeah. There's some moments where we struggle with target priority and shot calling, but most of the time we're on the same page of what we want to do. At least that's the goal.
All right, well, we're going to wrap it up here. Thank you so much for coming and giving your perspective out. Hopefully, I will see you in that seat again after the next round as you are progressing to the finals. So congratulations. Thank you for coming down.
Thanks for having me.
We'll be right back after a quick break then. Don't leave your seats.
Welcome back, gamers. I'm glad to say that I'm here with Drexel 2's Zaya. How are you doing today, Zaya?
I'm doing great. It was a real opportunity for us to be able to come out here to Kutztown University and be able to play esports in person, which is something that I've really always wanted to do.
So, Team 1 and Team 2 in the finals. How do you feel about this?
If I'm being completely honest, a little worried. I'm not sure if we're completely ready to handle the optimal Pharah. But I'm sure that we'll have a good time regardless. We played against them a lot, so we know some of the strategies they like to use. And I'm sure we'll have a fun time regardless.
So how's the tournament feeling so far? How have you been feeling so far through this entire tournament experience?
I've been feeling really, really good. We came in, in my opinion, a little underseeded at 7. But we had a really nice game against the Kutztown A squad. And after taking that win, we went into an even more difficult game. Against Widener,
yes.
And that in particular gave us a lot of trouble, a lot of really close maps, a lot of really close stages. But it's definitely been a great experience so far.
So Kings are the one map you lost, but probably the biggest game I've seen from you guys. Your plays on Rhino were great, and that ball at the end. Oh my gosh, we were freaking out over that ball play. See, you're ready for your. Here's you guys defending right now. You're ready for your. You've had huge shatters so far this game. What were your thought process? You're both playing Reinhardt in this map.
Yeah, so Reinhardt versus Reinhardt is a really interesting matchup. There's a really important neutral game that you have to pay attention to. But as you can see, there's also a really important
big shatter.
Yeah, Mind Shatter Earth game. And I'll be honest, Justin probably got the better of me more times than not. But I did come up with some big shatters. And then, of course, as I'm sure we'll see in a second, at the end of our attack, when I had to switch to ball just to get in close, I managed to get in, spin to win, and sometimes things just come your way.
And there was ways that we're going to Junkertown on your Orisa here. I was never really expecting Orisas in these maps, but I was excited to see Orisa, seeing that we had a grab spot. Miss on you guys being able to hold the ground, and you're about to defend with your bongo here, which should be winning you this team fight. What are your thoughts on your Orisa plays right now?
I think Orisa is definitely one of my stronger heroes. The coordination that Halt provides when you can connect it with something like a gravitic flux, as we're about to, well, maybe not here, but in a couple seconds or so. But being able to just group everyone together, and when you have a whole team in communications just ready to fire at will, it's certainly a really powerful ability.
So, again, I gotta keep going with that ball. That ball, you switched the ball so, we thought you were just getting the ball to go quickly, and we thought it was going to be ended for you guys on that point. You guys weren't going to get their point there. But you pulled out something we thought would never happen. You got 3 boops off the map. 3 people off. What did you guys feel? Why did you guys react to that?
Yeah, we were definitely very excited. I'm sure that Widener could have heard us from the other room. The partitioner didn't really do much. That's just a play that's so rare to happen. Getting just 3 boops with a ball. Especially on a fight as clutch as that, with no time on the clock, and not many teammates around. It was certainly a really exciting moment for us all.
Big shatter, nothing really came out of it, but it's still a huge shatter. And seeing your shatter plays are amazing. You even had plays where we've seen, Genji try the ult, and you literally flicked around and hit the Genji right away. You would quickly flick over to get the D.Va bomb out of anyone's way to defend yourself. Your Reinhardt plays are great, and I'm glad to see this. I'm glad that I was able to talk to you today, and I'm good luck for the rest of your matches. Matches. Good luck for your match against Drexel. For Drexel A. I'm very excited to see that matchup. If you guys pull up on top, maybe there could be some switching over for both teams.
Yeah, I talked to Optimal Shot, and he said that if we win, he's going to change the roles in the Discord of Team 1 and Team 2, so we'll be the ones on top.
Got it.
So it's definitely something to play for. And then I also made him promise he'd buy us dinner, which is actually more important.
Well, thank you so much for taking. We're gonna see one more play with your Orisa real quick before we sign you off here. Again with your Bongo and your huge play, especially with your DPS Kyle, who's been really good. It's kind of weird, saying Kyle a lot of times, but that's my name as well. So, it gets a little weird saying it, but you guys played so well together. You guys used ultimates at the perfect time. And again, thank you so much for coming here, today and interviewing. And good luck for your rest of your matches.
All right, thank you very much.
And that would be for interviews when we're gonna be ready, going on break for a little bit, and get ready for this grand finale.
Storming in from that insane match that we just had against Drexler A and B, I am joined by the entire team of Drexler A. Now, I have a couple of questions for everyone. Whoever wants to answer can just kind of start throwing answers at me. I have my notes here as well because I am not super good at this. But I just want to talk about a couple of things that we saw, particularly on Dorado, especially from the other team and how to counter it. So, what was your thought process in picking Roadhog? What was your thought process in picking your healers? Just kind of talk to me what you were thinking.
Well, I specifically heard the casters say they wanted to hear see more Roadhog.
That is true. We did say
I
that.
played Roadhog.
And we
Yes.
went Orisa for the pull hog.
We just wanted to run the Roadhog.
We'll see you guys coming out of spawn here on the B-roll footage and just kind of immediately pushing cart. Very good response from everybody here. Another question I have, just in general, how was it versing Team B? Were you guys excited about it? Was there a lot of yelling?
It was fun.
downstairs?
It was fun.
We were super hyped for them while we were watching their games. We really proud of what they did.
Yeah, we were hyping it up. We were looking forward to it.
Yeah, we were hoping the whole time that they would make it to the other side of the bracket. So
another question I have is, if you didn't have to go up against Drexel B, who would you have wanted to go up against in the grand finals? It couldn't be even someone who didn't even make it out of the first round. Just literally anybody.
probably Kutztown A.
Yeah. Getting to go against the home team would have been pretty solid.
We didn't get a chance to play against them, and we know some of their players, so we were kind of disappointed because.
PK Factor's an old teammate of mine.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Head again, but unfortunately it wasn't able to happen.
PK actually taught me how to play the game a little bit, so.
He's good.
Small world we got here. We're gonna see some B-roll footage here from Hollywood and just the absolute dominant performance that you guys had with your optimal shot on Pharah and Gramley on Mercy. Kind of talk me through, how did you guys develop the pharmacy in a meta that isn't really built for pharmacy?
You simply pick Pharah, and then
we have a saying around here that every map is a good Pharah map.
Oh yeah.
So,
when you're optimal shot and you're just God Farah.
Yeah.
Just kind of really
so
going
we
for
can
it.
force it sometimes, but it's good on that comp because in first point you can really spam the cafe area, and you can just blow them up with damage because a lot of teams like to hold in there. So.
Go ahead.
I'll say I got a little scared on Busan. Kyle on the Kree there. I got rolled out the gate. I switched to the Sombra right away. I wasn't risking it.
Another thing I want to ask is there any moments that just kind of stood out to you? It could be anything from today that was just like, whoa, that was a good play.
I think when on King's Row, when our team 2, when Zumi came in and did the Lucio beat by herself, and we're like, why is she doing that? And then the 3-man high noon came in right after, they said it was going to be. They knew they got it.
Just in general, I'm kind of done with the questions. Interviewing is a little weird when it's a lot of questions. We do have an award for you guys. This is ceremonial. I have in front of me the Certificate of Achievement. I will hold it for those of you at home. We have Drexler Team A winning the 2021 Kutztown Overwatch Invitational Tournament on November 7th, 2021. Mark your calendars. Signed Team B from Drexler Team B.
Oh, wow.
Nice.
So I present that to you today. We've got our winners here. Everybody give a huge round of applause for Drexler. Both A and B coming out, giving us amazing performances. That's going to be pretty much all you've got in store today from everyone here at the desk. I'd like to invite my other casters to come on other side of me as we wrap up the day. Here is Kyle Rotson, and Connor is like right off of frame. There he is. And this has been the Kutztown Overwatch Invitational, brought to you by Now Loading Esports.